What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Michigan Great Outdoors. I'm out in a marsh, go figure. This is Marsh Scouting Part 2. We're out here in a spot that I've hunted a couple times. Now I usually kind of stick to, there's like an island system that kind of has a point to it that connects to the mainland, and it gets really wet. Now some guys do venture out here, but for the most part I have it to myself. I've hunted here several times and really just not saw any deer. I've kicked a couple out coming out because they bed right on the edge, but I think the bigger stuff is actually over here somewhere. So there's a really nice tree system there that I'm going to try to get to, hopefully, if it's not too wet. And I want to check that out because when I'm hunting over here, the crops are that way, and when I'm hunting here I can hear deer coming. They just don't make it all the way. So I don't know if that's going to be too close to the beds, or you know, if I might have to set up in a ground situation here. But I'm going to find the main trail. We're going to cut in. We're going to have a day of it. I'm going to try to actually show you guys a map of what I'm doing, but I don't want to like give up the spot. So I'll try to, you know, I'll try to make it good for me, but also good for you guys. Just kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm not an expert here, but I just want to show you that, you know, how I'm approaching it and my thoughts here, because you guys are, you know, watching the scouting videos, and you know, hopefully we can learn something together. So we're just gonna have a day of it and see what happens. I mean, there's definitely big ones out here. I saw a lot of good rubs over here. I'm sure there's more rubs out there. It's just, there's just not a lot of trees. It's like barren wasteland. So like I said, we might have to do a ground situation. We might have to ground hunt it. I don't know. But at this point, you know, there's so much competition. There's so much pressure out here. It's like, it's time to start thinking outside the box and doing different things. So that's kind of the name of the game today. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. I'm out here postseason scouting. I hope you guys are doing the same. This is the time to do it. Get out, do it now, and get the hell out of here. Don't come back until deer season when you're ready to hunt. You know, I run a lot of cameras out in marshy areas, and I always see guys in freaking September wandering around and shit, blowing out the bedding areas. Don't be that guy. Do your homework now. Get in, get out. Turkey season will be next, and then we can focus on archery all summer, making sure our mobile hunting equipment's good, make a bunch of videos about that. So now is the time to postseason scout. Get out here, figure out your spots, and yeah, let's go. All right, well, I got to the spot. It's right here. Kind of, I don't know if I can get over there. Pretty wet. I mean, definitely there's something going on there. I can see a hump. You know what though? I can almost see like there's cut branches in that tree. I can see it from here. So somebody's hunting that. It's kind of an obvious spot. So I'm just gonna keep going along this edge and see if I can find something better, because obviously somebody's hunting right there. Probably kicked all the deer out of the bedding area. So that's where the guy's hunting. It could be, all this could be good though. All that I can check. If it's not covered in water. The cool thing is there's a lot of deer tracks, a lot of trails, and there's no, I don't see any human sign here. This is cool. I got into some absolutely horrible shit. Went down way over my boots. Totally soaked. It sucks too, because I went to that spot and there was just no beds, not really any buck sign, and now I've gotten myself into a mess which I need to get out of. So I don't know if these Phragmites or goldenrods, I call them goldenrods, but that's more dry land, so I need to get up on that and then cut back around. If not, I'll be swimming to get out of here. This is crazy. All right, well, I got out of that mess. I checked everything I could check that's on the state land, and it's not looking that great. I think they're really primarily bedding on the private. There's like a narrow strip that looks like higher ground. It looks like the best bedding. So, and that's still quite a ways off. You know, this property line, I can't go over there. So it's a bummer, man. I've really tried to figure this little spot out for the last couple of years, and you know, at some point you gotta take your lumps and decide when it's time to move on to something else. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go meet my buddy Billy, and we're going to go walk an entire different piece and, you know, hopefully have better luck. All right, so I'm back on dry land. I really didn't show you guys a lot because there wasn't a lot to show other than tree stands. When I got to that big point that goes out there, there was like 7 tree stands out there. I didn't show any of them because, you know, people watch the video, they see the stands, they might know exactly where I'm at. So basically what this tells me is there's just way too much pressure over here. There's not a lot of big buck sign. There's like little rubs. They look like early season, but it's time to move on. I got a little 3-mile loop in. I'm soaked, but I'm feeling good. So let's hopefully get into some better stuff on the next spot. All right, so what happened? You could see in the video, I got back to mainland, I just cut it. I ended up meeting up with my buddy Billy. We went to the other property. We scouted all over, about 3.5, 4 miles, walked all the transition lines. We looked at, you know, the mainland, looking for big buck sign, trying to follow the points back out to see if we could, you know, find the bedding areas, find the beds. We found some beds, but there was no, like, oh shit, this is, you know, we should be hunting here. We never had that. And it's really a remote piece of property. You have to cross this big, you know, piece of water to get back there. And there was stands everywhere. So, you know, it's maybe kind of a boring video. It's not what I intended. I intended to go out to this island section first thing in the morning, walk the transitions, and show you guys all this big buck sign, and then break it down, try to find the beds, try to figure out how I'd hunt it. And it was littered with stands. If you can look on the map, I go to the first island. There was a couple stands there. There was some buck sign there. But then as I went up the island, there was a big ladder stand with some guy took a freaking chainsaw back there and he cut an X in the middle of the island on public land in Michigan. He cut a huge X in the thing. I didn't even film it because I was so dejected. But he cut this X where he could shoot from his ladder stand for 100 yards this way, 100 yards that way. And it was just like, what the hell, you know? And I walked around, no deer sign. The buck sign wasn't there like it usually is. So I checked that other remote bedding area. I could see where somebody was up there cutting limbs. And, you know, what are you going to do? When you get to that point, when you're scouting this remote section that, you know, you really shouldn't have that many people on, and you find that stuff, you just have to move on. And that's why I wanted to kind of show the video still, and then explain at the end that, you know, I mean, it's easy to get dejected and just want to give up, but you got to just keep going and find, you know, that next spot. I have a bunch of spots already, you know, in my head from previous years. I'm just trying to find more. So me and Billy went to this other spot. Same thing. There's freaking stands everywhere. People, I mean, you're supposed to take down tree stands March 1st in Michigan, and this property was still littered with stands. So, you know, there wasn't a lot of big buck sign, and, you know, a lot of 2-year-old sign, but not a lot of like 3, 4-year-old or older sign. So we just decided that, you know, maybe kind of spot check it next year, but probably it's not worth hunting. There's just way too much pressure. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep looking for that next great spot. I'm about to go into something this weekend that's going to be absolutely treacherous probably. It's going to be wet. I'm probably going to have to bust through part of a tamarack swamp. I mean, it's going to be really tough to get back to, but I think if I can get back there and there's some dry land back there that I think is isolated, maybe, you know, we'll find out. It might be the same thing. And if that's the case, if it's like too many guys, I'm going to bug out and I'm going to go to the second spot. So get out there, postseason scout. We got a little bit time left before turkey season. Now's the time to do it. Don't do it in the summertime. I know guys will be like, oh yeah, I like to hunt, you know, scout new areas in the summer, you know, new to me. I mean, that's fine, but like you could be screwing up somebody else's hunt. And those are the guys that I always catch on camera walking around the bedding areas in, you know, August. And that's just not the time that you want to be doing it. You want to give the deer some time off. They're always pressured. There's always people in the woods. This public land thing is just skyrocketed the last couple years. I've been hunting Michigan public for 23, 24 years now. And in the last 2 years, it's been absolutely insane. People everywhere, all times of the year. So it's getting tough. It's getting really tough to find good spots. So don't be dejected. Keep going. Keep looking. We got a couple more weeks, probably at least, you know, 4 weeks before turkey season. I even kind of scout while I'm turkey hunting because I'm always running and gunning. So, right into that, April and that Mayish period, it's time to stop and just get the hell out of the woods. So, get out there, scout, and be ready for another video. I'm going to make a better video this next time. Hopefully. Peace.